Let's take a little walk down memory lane. We're going to go back and we're going to revisit some beloved characters from one of TV's most iconic workplaces, Dunder Mifflin. Woo! You guys know them as their characters from The Office. Allow me to welcome to the stage, Bratton, Oscar Nuñez, Philadelphia's own Flannery, and Rainn Wilson.
And Oscar Nuñez! There he is, finally! Oscar Nuñez.
Take your time here. Take your time, Oscar. We got nothing else to do. No hearing aid. Sorry, guys.
See what life was like on the set with this little diva? This is how the sausage is made, you guys. That's behind the scenes. This is what we do.
What's up, Philly? How you doing? Go to Wawa.
So how have these wonderful people at Philadelphia been treating you guys over the course of this weekend?
Well, thank you. Philadelphia and Philadelphians are the greatest place and people on planet Earth. And we're honored and humbled to be among the great people of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and their cheesesteaks and their loser sports teams. And I'm from New Jersey. I want to give a big shout out to the 13 original colonies.
And I'd like to say I hope Elton John writes a song about you.
Go Birds! Go Phils! Shut up, sorry. Go ahead.
Before we dive into the, into The Office and everything about that, Rainn, I first wanted to congratulate you on the release of Soul Boom and the success of the book. I actually have it out here on stage with me. I'm on my second read-through of the book.
Wow, that's great. A lot of people watch The Office through multiple times. You're reading my books multiple times. Thank you so much. That means a lot. I appreciate it.
And Kate, the last time you and I shared the stage, you had just done Dancing with the Stars, and now you just got done with The Masked Singer.
I do it all. I was the starfish on Masked Singer, 3 episodes. You guys, stop clapping, stop cheering. I really can't
Cheer for the starfish!
I will do anything to be on and stay on TV. That's all.
You're my second favorite starfish next to Philip. Is it Philip? Is that his name? SpongeBob.
Tom Petty? Tom Petty? Oh, Patrick. We love you guys.
Thanks so much for coming. So long.
Good night, Philadelphia.
So, The Office ended a little over 10 years ago in 2013, and there's been a lot of time in between, and it seems like the show has increased in popularity since ending. What do you think it is about the show? Like, what is it that just connects so many people to this series over all this time and just continues to build into it?
Well, I'll tell you. I think it's me. Greg Daniels, come here. Greg Daniels used to say, hey, we're making this show with 85% comedy and 15% kind of real human moments. But we never want to go over like 15%. Like it's almost all comedy, but there's enough of those kind of like beautiful human touches that have some emotion and heart and real character in them. And the writers paid a lot of attention to that 15%. And I really think that they just got that alchemy right. They got the, they got that balance of like, it's really mostly comedy, but there's sometimes when it's gonna break your heart and it's gonna touch your heart and move you. And I think that's what kept folks coming back.
And Greg Daniels called me and said, we've got that lockdown. We've got the comedy, we've got the thing, but we need a little bit of je ne sais quoi, a little bit of sensuality, and that's where I come in. He called me up and said, we need a demographic.
And then Greg Daniels called me and said, we need someone to kind of look like shit. Bring it on!
I also think it's a good show that shepherds kids who are like 12 or 13 into adulthood. For me, it was Monty Python. It's one of those shows you're watching Paw Patrol, and now you're watching a comedy, and you're like growing up and becoming an adult. And I think a lot of young teens like our show, and it ushers them into like, oh, I'm an adult now.
It treats the audience like they're smart people. So you guys are very smart people. And I was, and in all seriousness, it's nice to represent normal people, like the unpretty people, right? The unpretty people of Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's cool. I'm all for that, but models need to be represented too. As a place, you guys. Next question. Hi, Riley. Is that his name? Riley, I remember. How are you?
You okay, Oscar?
Yeah.
So, you know, each of your characters brought something very unique to the series. How much of yourselves did you guys include into the characters, or were you asked to bring part of yourself into the character?
Well, Creed, the real human being, has nothing in common with Creed, the character.
No, that's right, Rainn. I don't. I'm kind of an enigma to myself.
Creed, they use your first and last
In
name.
the third person. How is Creed doing today? I don't know. Let's go ask him.
In Creed's defense, Creed is nuts, but he's not as nuts as Creed on The Office. He's not that nuts, but he's nuts, but he's not that
Well,
nuts.
thanks, Oscar.
Real Creed is a close second to TV Creed.
Yeah, they used your real name and the fact that you were in the grassroots as part of your character on the show as well.
It's been a blessing and a curse.
And by the way, you guys, I just want to put a shout out to one of the greatest singer-songwriters in the American lexicon, Mr. Creed Bratton. If you get a chance, make sure to check out his music. Check it out on Spotify and buy his CDs. He actually sells CDs and 8-track tapes. But truly listen to Creed's music. He's amazing. And if you get the chance to see him perform live, he's amazing live.
And if you haven't
True, of
seen
course.
it there, you might want to get a new car. I'm just saying, it might be time to step up.
I also have those little round things with stylus, the copper things. You go like that, sell them in my records too. Showing my age reference. Okay.
He doesn't know the name of the thing, but he's going to make a bit with it, but he doesn't know what it's called. Does anyone know what that's called, what Creed is referring to? It's that cylindrical thing, isn't it?
Stylomatic,
Tin type adjacent.
kineiform,
How about next question?
Okay, we can move on.
audio,
Oh, let's continue on this. This is
gold.
We'll keep going until somebody figures out what it is. And you know, one of the other things that the show was really known for was creating like these awkward and cringe moments that really resonated with audiences just because they were a big fan of them. Was it tough to balance creating moments like that, but still keeping the humor intact of it without crossing a line?
Well, a lot of those moments are determined in the editing room. So we could make an awkward moment feel as corrosive and uncomfortable and prickly and as long as humanly possible. But then in the editing room, you decide where to cut back into the dialogue, you know? So we would have excruciating ones on the set. I mean, just Steve would just let it sit there and just let the bile and embarrassment stew, you know, for 3-4 minutes, just interminable. But then in the editing room, you kind of find that line of like, when does it turn from comedy to tragedy? Because you want to walk that fine line. Yeah.
I used to have that a lot, but you know, I take pills for it.
They seem to like it, Rainn. I hear a spattering.
There was some laughs. More laughs than I've gotten this whole time. It's a tough house out here.
Seriously, there's a lot of you here. We love you, Philadelphia. Thank you. This is really cool. It's a big audience. Nice.
It might be the moderator. The moderator might be the problem while you're not. That's fine. I'll take the heat. It's fine. You know, one of my favorite things to do ever since watching the show, because I have watched the show through multiple times.
Oh, thank God.
And I wouldn't be here if I didn't.
Wow.
I love going online and I love watching the outtakes of everything to see how much fun it was on the set. But Oscar, it seemed like you were one of the hardest nuts to crack on set.
I beg your pardon? What?
The hardest people to break on set. I'll rephrase it.
Okay.
Was that intentional, or was that just purely your acting style? You just don't really... here we go.
I've been doing improv a long time, and I know that if I break, then we have to do it over again, and all that, and blah, blah, blah. Having said that, I look back now on it, and I see John and Rainn. Yeah, but that shows.
Brian was the worst.
That shows joy. I see you guys. John is having such, and I was.
You were miserable in this.
I took it a little too serious. You know, before they ask what question, like how much of you is the character, I think a lot of me is Oscar Martinez, and the writers, they made me gay. I wasn't gay, and they made me gay, and then they have me saying actually, which I think I actually said actually a lot, and they put it in the.
You do.
So I do, right, Kate?
Actually, you do.
I'm a little prudish, and I don't like that part of me, but I accept it, and I will not berate myself, not here, not now in front of you, but I just want you to be aware that I know that you know, and it's okay. And if we come to an impasse, you know what, as long as we hold hands and we do it together, then what was the question?
I think you pretty much answered it. I think
He was talking about your nuts.
covered. Well, I'm taking the heat on this one. So I do want to turn it over to the audience, and if the audience does have any questions, please line up. There are microphones on both sides. But while everybody's lining up, I do have one final question, because it is something I have been curious about. And
Wait, I have a message for the audience. Our favorite episode was the injury. Our favorite cold open stunt was when they moved Dwight's desk into the bathroom. Working with Steve Carell was amazing.
I have no idea who the Scranton Strangler is.
Yes. And Toby was the Scranton Strangler. And then any other questions you might have, we'll be happy to answer.
oh, there we go.
Genius. Genius.
But no, so and my question was, and I don't know if you have the insight into this or not, but in a world now where like there are so many television crossovers, was there ever any ideas or talk to have any of these characters from The Office appear on any other series at any other time? Maybe from like another Mike Shore project, like Parks and Rec or anything like that?
Rainn had a pilot.
Beat
of the
Farm.
What have you heard? Rainn had a pilot. Kate's absolutely right.
You want to talk about your pilot?
Talk about your beats, right?
The Farm? Yeah. One of the episodes we shot called The Farm was going to be a potential Dwight spinoff, that there was a new regime that came into NBC and they turned down, and had they said yes to it, they would have had $1 billion spinoff. Would it have been as good as The Office? No, but it would have been pretty damn good, and they would have had more shows to put on their shitty Peacock network. But no! One thing we did want, and we really, really wanted, and I haven't gotten to meet her, but we kept trying to get Dwight to meet Katie Sackhoff from Battlestar Galactica. And we really tried, like, would they be at a fan convention and she's Katie Sackhoff and he meets her, or does she play someone else? So, the only other crossover is a brief interaction between Ricky Gervais and Steve Carell. David Brent and Michael Scott met each other at an elevator, and that was a lot of fun.
All right, let's take it out to the audience then. We're going to start over here on this side, over to our left. What's your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name is Melissa, and I was wondering what your favorite prank on the show was played.
Favorite prank?
Yes.
You're kidding me, right?
We didn't
a joke, right?
We didn't do pranks. We didn't do it.
Did you hear my introduction? Melissa, I love you. But I said, favorite episode, The Injury. Favorite cold open was Dwight's desk in the bathroom. That's a prank. Toby was the Scranton Strangler, and Steve Carell was amazing to work with.
I'll answer that question. I'll say Asian Jim.
Well, Melissa, I thought perhaps you meant as cast members did we perform pranks on each other. We did that.
Do you mean behind the scenes?
Sure.
See, behind the scenes.
Thank you for your question. Let's give her a round of applause.
No, let's boo her.
All right, let's switch over to this side here. What's your name and your question?
Hi, my name is Grace, and I wanted to ask you, like, who was your favorite guest star that appeared on the show?
Mine was Idris Elba. What was his character name?
Charles Minor.
Charles. Because he's really not a comedy guy, and he's not an American, and he bravely tried an American accent and comedy on a sitcom, and incredibly nice guy, so good looking, he made your eyes melt. It was really, I thought, a joy to have him on the show.
I enjoyed Chris Gethard.
I enjoyed Will Ferrell.
I actually enjoyed Timothy Oliphant, but a lot of people don't know that myself, Creed, had a chance, you may not know this either, guys, I had a chance to audition for Justified, and I still remember my line. Would you like to hear it? Yeah! Do we have a problem, Raylan? I never got a call back.
They're lost.
Next question. Thank you.
All right, back over to this side. Your name and your question.
Hi, my name's Dave. This question is for Rainn. So your character in House of a Thousand Corpses famously had a not-so-good end. How would Dwight Schrute have done up against the Firefly family with his weapons training?
That should be the next Rob Zombie film. Is Dwight versus the Fireflies. Yeah, I think just with a set of nunchakos and like 40 throwing stars, he would have taken them out. And it would have been a gruesome, bloody, and delightful battle. Great question. In fact, top 10 questions I've ever gotten at a convention.
We'll head back over to this side. Your name and your question.
Hi, my name is Jamie. I really only got in line just to have a Dwight moment and suggest better ways the lines can go. Maybe take a number, No, actually, I have a question. So, did you really expect, after The Office, I know we covered this earlier about The Office still being popular and regaining popularity, but did you expect to have the moments, like I have a 14-year-old daughter, and I never expected The Office to be the show that we accidentally enjoy together. Like, I've always been a big fan for a long time. And just one day when she decided that she still likes me as a teenager, she's like, oh, what are you watching? Who's this guy with glasses? Like, why does he have beats all over him? And that was it. Like, now we watch The Office together all the time. So did you really think it was going to continue generations and create those moments for families later on?
No fucking way.
That's actually a mic drop moment. That's the answer. So thanks. Appreciate it.
All right.
Not for Jamie.
All right, back over to this side here. Your name and your question.
Hey, I'm Shariar. I'm actually watching Office for the first time right now.
It's called The Office.
The Office.
Sorry, just to be clear, sir.
And I
Roger
noticed
that, dude.
as the seasons go on, you guys kind of acknowledge that, yeah, this is a pretty big show. When did you guys first realize that, hey, this is something huge and we're part of it?
It wasn't until the third season that I knew I was actually on a TV show. I thought I was actually working at a paper company.
I think when we went to the Golden Globes, whenever that was, that was
I was gonna say the
that was
first
a big
Emmys.
moment. That
Yeah.
was a big moment.
The first Emmys for me, because J.J. Abrams came up to me, and I used to wait on him, and he's like, "You were our waitress, now you're on the show."
You guys, we had a Q&A at the DGA, the direct, and people drove in from Texas for the Q&A, and I was like, oh shit, what's happening? I remember thinking that, wow, these people drove from Texas to, so yeah, I think that was the second season.
Thanks, Jude.
Back over here. Your name and your question.
Hi, my name is Mal, and one of the things I loved about the show from the very beginning is how you, from the start, interacted with your fans, and you were locked on a set where you were always on camera, if you were background or in the main focus of scenes. And I remember corresponding with several of you over the ancient term of MySpace.
Totally. I was a MySpacer.
And
Yeah.
I really think that's what we all love, is because you had this family you created. You were forced to be together. You couldn't leave to go to your trailers. So if you could go back and create one new, brand new episode, would you rather do a Halloween or Christmas?
Oh,
Halloween, I guess.
Yeah. How about Thanksgiving? We totally ignored that.
You actually did one, but it was cut.
Yeah, it was cut. We had the show with the canned goods, right? I'm still gonna say Halloween. We didn't explore it enough.
Halloween, because we would get to do someone would dress, Pam would dress like Taylor Swift. It'd be a comment on contemporary culture through the costumes, in the same way that we did everyone dressed as the Joker.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, over here, your name and your question.
My name is Rich, and I just want to say first, the thing Creed was talking about is it's called a phonograph.
I knew someone knew. Thank you, sir.
And my
We're
question,
talking about
actually the one, it's the cylinder.
before the
Before the photo.
yeah, it's called a phonograph.
It is?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Rich.
Sweet.
And my question is, at any point in time during the show, did you feel personal growth in your career or just in yourself?
I had some growths on my, down in here, but that's not what you're speaking of, no.
He missed a couple of days.
I have to say, I felt like it was a constant sense of accomplishment, because I just felt like we had the best writers, the best directors, the best casts. I mean, when you're working with great people, it forces you to step. It actually brings out the best in everybody.
I think all of us are so grateful for The Office, not only for making one of the great TV shows, but it opened so many doors for us, to meet incredible people, to travel, to go to incredible events, and to be in other projects.
It changed our lives.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, over here, your name and your question.
My name is Becca, and I watched this show when I was around 9 or 10. But what's your favorite character in the show?
Who are you asking? The old guy. He's back in the place. The old guy. I forgot his name.
I was gonna say the drunken slut from Pennsylvania.
I like Michael Scott and Dwight Schrute. Those are my favorite characters.
I think Michael Scott is the greatest TV character ever made.
I agree.
And it's a travesty that he didn't win the Emmy. I'm just gonna say.
It is. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Bullshit.
All right, thanks for your question. We'll go back here over to the side. Your name and your question.
Hi, my name is Mitch. First, I just want to say thank you to Kate, who did a cameo for me a few years ago. And it was for my engagement, and she loved it, so I just want to say thank
Are
you.
you guys still together?
We are, we're married. They're
Well, you
coming up,
better, that means you're together, right? I mean, that's the definition of being really be together.
A year and a half in.
Amazing. Clap for love, you guys. That's amazing. Tell her I said hi.
You did it, Kate.
My question is, when you originally auditioned for the show, the roles that you auditioned for, are those the roles that you actually got to play on the show? Or did you audition for someone else?
I think I auditioned for Jan. Clearly, they went a different way.
I auditioned for general office work, so I was reading, like, for the part of Leslie or something. I think the first...
Like Stanley?
Yeah, like, that's what they gave me to read, And I think the people who read for characters were Rainn and Steve and Jim and Jenna. The rest of us, they knew they wanted to fill the office with people, so they just gave us like generic. I read for Leslie, they could talk, even though I knew I wasn't going to be that. That's the material I auditioned with. And then the second callback, and maybe the third was improv.
But Creed is the only person on the show that never auditioned for the show.
I never auditioned. I did an in-run around the whole casting procedure. I know a lot of you here in this room right now resent me for this, but I'd like to say for the record, I had more film credits than this whole cast combined, albeit black and white and silent films, but the numbers add up. I'm just saying.
Creed, I was going to say, but they were silent, but you beat me to it. Nice, Creed. Well done.
Thanks for the question. Thank you.
All right, back over to this side here. What's your name and your question?
Hi, my name is Heather. And first, I just want to thank you all so much for the show and the love and the effort that you put into it. But my question is for Oscar. Back in 2009, you were in The Proposal, and I'm a huge Golden Girls fan, so I just want to ask you, what was it like for you to work with someone as legendary as Betty White?
It was kind of a little bit of a dream come true, and it was enough just to work with her, but the kicker is we actually made friends because she's a big animal lover, and we would ride the van in together.
I thought you were going to say make love.
I mean, no, that's crass.
I'm sorry.
She's a wonderful
Sorry.
So I made friends with her, and there's another guy, his name is Dennis O'Hare. He played the bad lawyer. We're friends to this day from that show. And of course, Sandy is not a friend, she's an acquaintance, but
Hey, you call her Sandy.
because I'm allowed to, but I'll tell you something, I wasn't, when you rap a set, they go, hey, Oscar Nuñez, we're rapping him, and you clap, I've been there 2 weeks, whatever. I wasn't there for when Betty White left, but she was there longer than I. Of course they loved her, and when she rapped, they said, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're rapping Betty White, and she said, thank you, this was the most fun I ever had on a set. Standing up. That was told to me, and it's typical Betty White, and she was the best.
Thank you.
All right, back over to this side here. Your name and your question.
Hey, my name is Aiden, and my question is there like a storyline or like a scene that you wish would have been done on the show?
There is, I have a script in my desk for a missing Office episode that we never shot. It was written during season 1, and the episode was scrapped, and it was called Pet Day. And everyone in the office brought in a pet, and Dwight brought in a wolf. And we should 100% have shot some version of Pet Day.
Rainn, how did you get that script?
I'm not telling.
The script? I remember that one, and I thought it would have been funny too.
Great question.
Yeah, good, really good question.
Thank you.
Okay question.
All right, back over this side here. Name and question.
I'm Colin. I have a question for Oscar. What was going through your head in the Gay Witch Hunt episode when you got kissed by Steve Carell?
I wish I should have had a mint because I had coffee breath. And I'm like, oh no, Steve's gonna hate me. No. What was going through my head was his nose was getting closer and closer to my nose, and I kept thinking, take a side, left or right. Because when you hug someone, right, you have to, and I'm thinking, pick a side, Steve, pick a side. And I'm like, oh shit, he's not picking a side. He's not. And then he kissed me, and I went, I did one of these. and I almost spit up in his back in his mouth with laughter. But I held it together because I knew if I blew that scene and they go cut, then we would have to do it again, and then everyone would know what was coming. So that was legit, surprise. He didn't tell anyone. He's the best. He took a flat scene and he made it an iconic, inappropriate, typical office scene. You can clap for that answer.
Thank you for your question. We'll head back over to this side here. What's your name and your question?
Hi, my name is Anne Marie, and I just wanted to know how much say everybody got in the resolution of your characters. The reveal that Meredith was working on her PhD is my absolute favorite thing about the entire finale, so I'd love to learn more about that.
That line was told to me by Greg Daniels, I think it was like a year, maybe it was episodes before earlier in the season. I feel like he was waiting for the right time to mention it, and obviously the finale was perfect. But actually, I wanted Meredith to end up with a cop, because I thought she'd get out of her DUIs. That was my point. But then I ended up, my real boyfriend whom I met on the show, Chris Haston, NBC photographer, they actually put him in the finale, and he was the photographer when they revealed Pam's mural, and he's actually dancing with Meredith at Dwight and Angela's wedding when Dwight and Michael Scott are dancing with each other. So I was really pleased that Chris Haston was in the show, so thanks.
Hello! And I could not have asked for anything better. They made my character gay, I had an affair with a senator, I got to leave the show and go to a show on Comedy Central and come back. It was a dream job.
I would go to the Greg Daniels office and make these suggestions for my character. They would just laugh and say, go back to your desk.
Tweed was microdosing before it was a thing, you guys.
I'm on a couple of shrooms right now.
Thank you for your question. All right, back over to the side. What's your name and your question?
Yeah, so my name is Tim, and deep question, who's the strangest No, I'm just kidding. No, my real question is, I heard rumors that there is a recording that you guys did of different covers from songs, a full album that is yet to ever release. Do you think that will ever see the light of day to the public, whether as a CD or a digital version, or do you think you guys would ever re-record anything to release?
Is that true, Kate?
It's true. It was before when we did the Office Olympics in Scranton in 2000.
Why don't they know anything?
Bob Thiel. Yeah, Bob Thiel, who produced the theme of The Office. His dad wrote that song, What a Wonderful World, that Louis Armstrong sings. Yeah, he tried to put together this album, and Greg Daniels was like, no thanks. So actually, Creed and I sang the Pennsylvania Polka, and Weird Al Yankovic played the accordion. Yeah, so great. And then of course, Rainn Wilson played Dr. Demento in the Weird Al Yankovic story. Did anybody watch it? So good. Anyway, I don't know if it's ever going to see the light of day, but you never know.
You never know. You gotta find out.
Good question, Nick.
Thank you.
All right, we'll head back over to Ed Helms that sang Werewolves of London.
Oh, he did.
They changed it to Scranton. Werewolves of Scranton.
Werewolves of Scranton. Yeah.
So pandering.
All right, what's your name and your question?
My name is Henry, and I have a question for Rainn. So, you know the famous saying, "Man who speaks Pastor Galactica." So, do you actually like Pastor Galactica?
Henry, thank you for that question. Here's a little fun fact. You're doing a great job. You can have this button. His signing is okay. I mean, he gets the general gist of it, but he's missing some of the nuance, especially in his left hand. Henry, how old are you?
9.
You're way too young. to watch The Office or to be at this convention? You have terrible parents.
I know!
So,
Awesome!
Creed is a wonderful father, and if you would like, well, first of all, I just want to say to everyone, people always ask me to write or say Bears beats Battlestar Galactica, but you know that was a Jim line, right? Dwight never said that line. Just fun fact. I loved Battlestar Galactica, the first version in the 70s. I watched every episode, the original, and the remake. I loved and watched every episode. I love those shows. And right now they're rebooting Battlestar Galactica. They're going to do the third iteration, the third version of it. So, peace.
Henry, thank you for your question, buddy.
I know we only have a couple minutes left, so let's try and get one more from each side before we wrap up. So let's go over to the side here. What's your name and your question?
My name is Mariah, and my question is, so if you're a true Office fan, you've watched The Office through so many times you probably can't even keep count. I started watching it in 4th grade and haven't stopped since. So my question is, how many times have you guys watched the series through? Have you even watched the full series through multiple times?
I've watched it once. I was in Toronto shooting, and I had a lot of time on my hands, and I watched it.
You binged it. You binged it.
The whole thing. What's that?
So you binged it after, because you watched it while it was on.
I binged it once.
Binged it once.
And I found 2 episodes that were and the rest were good or really good. I was so proud. I'm like, all right, we because people were like, it's so good. I'm like, was it? Yes, it was, Oscar. Yes, it was.
I haven't watched all of them, but I've heard really good things about it.
I watched every episode the week it came out on the TV.
Me, I'm with him.
And then my son started watching some of it about 2 or 3 years ago. So with him, I watched maybe 20 more of the episodes. And then that's it.
I'm pretty much the same. Yeah, seriously, my boyfriend's kids started watching it, but I've yet to.
Were you watching TV with my son?
Oh, my boyfriend's, my boyfriend. My boyfriend Chris and I were like the real Jim and Pam. We started dating we met season 1, but we didn't start dating till the end of season 2. It's all about me, you guys. I'm from Philly! All right. So tired, you guys.
I think the motto for Philadelphia should be, Philadelphia, the 9th best American city.
Security?
New York.
Somebody needs some security to get out.
Chicago, LA, Boston, Washington, D.C., Seattle, San Francisco, Houston, Cleveland, Philadelphia. The 9th best city in America.
Men in hearts, Rainn. Men in hearts.
I feel like we have to go to one more question now. We can't end it on that. We'll go to one. Apologies to anybody whose questions we didn't get to. We've run out of time. But let's do one final question over here. Your name and your question.
Hi, my name is Lex, and I was wondering if you guys thought that the series ended at the right time, or should have went on longer, or ended early?
Well, I don't think we'd be here if anything had changed, so I'm happy the way it was.
I was good with when Steve left at 7, if we would have ended there, but we did 2 more and that was fine. I think we stopped at the right time. I think mine was good.
I thought that ended at the right time. Yeah, I feel like there was a sacredness to the ending. It's sort of like, delicious. I don't know. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, I thought we ended at the right time. Everyone was kind of a little fried from doing it, but we all still loved doing that final season. The last 5 episodes of the final season, I think, are just really magnificent. The way they kind of brought it to an end was really great. So, thank you all.
Thank you, Philadelphia. Thank you, guys.
Philly's
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ben.
Let's give it up for our signers. Give it up for the signers.